let's make a Nujabes inspired beat today. Let's get into it. So if you don't know who Nujabes is, you need to do your homework. I've done quite a few videos on Nujabes, one of my favorite beat producers. He has the same birthday as J Dilla, as many of you know. And just in case you're not aware, I do have a playlist just to show you how much I've been inspired from him. This is number 16, by the way. 16, my 16th one? Crazy how time flies, man. So check that out. Everything that I'm using, I will leave in the description below, in the comments below. I want you to do this. If you are a Nujabes head, shout out your favorite Nujabes beat, or just type in the letter N as a tribute to Nujabes. We did J Dilla with the J's. Now I want you to type in the N's in support of the homie Nujabes, born on the same day as J Dilla. So I'm gonna talk about 5 elements, man, so you can get your Nujabes on. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing is boom bap drums. Got to have boom bap drums. Some type of drum break. And I'm gonna show you. I don't care what you're using. If you just use splice or whatever, if you find a drum break, you can use that and flip it up. I'm gonna show you 2 ways. So the first way, let's go with Apple loop. I'm using Logic. I can use something like this. That's a vintage, it's called basic vintage break. I'll drag that in here, boom. We're gonna be around the 90 BPM. That's about 2 bars, but what we wanna do is copy that, make it 8 bars. You can do 4 bars, we'll do 8 bars. It's up to you, right? So now you have very plain, but you could always beef it up, man. Throw effects on it to just beef it up. See how much different that is, man? I'm just throwing this guy on there. Serato hex effects, you know. And you could be pretty much done with that. Or you can flip it if you want to get a little more fancy with it. You can flip that. So you can take that same drum break, right, and then drag it into sampler, chop up. You know what I'm saying? Chop up those drums. So you could do something like that. Right? So that's up to you. So the next element is your sample choice. Now Nujabes, I've talked about this before. He always uses beautiful samples like smooth jazz or something jazzy. Just very laid back. You know what I'm saying? Think meditation, think relaxation, all that stuff. I'm using this sample right here. And this is actually a sample that he used off the Love Sick album. Right? Piano. A lot of times he uses sax samples, you know, woodwind instruments. And then the next element is manipulating the sample. So not just playing a loop, he's manipulating that joint. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's really remixing it. So he chops it. And so I came across these chops right here. I found quite a few chops, as you can see. And that brings us to our next element, which is arrangement. So you don't just want to have like a 4-bar loop, not even just an 8-bar loop. You could have like 2 different 8-bar loops or 3 different 8-bar loops. And that's what we're going to attempt today. I started on 2 loops, but I want to do a 3rd loop. All right, so let me show you what I have so far. So as you can see, it's not just a loop, it's chops. See what I'm saying? Right? So now let's add that with the drums, just to get you an idea. Right? So you can do something like that. And now I want to add a 3rd loop. Before I get to that 3rd loop, let's play the 2nd loop. Just slightly different. And that goes like this. Just a little bit different, not too much. right, so the reason I'm showing you that is because that could be your verse. So let's say you had a 16 bar verse, right? Your first 8, your second 8. And let's color code this so we can see what's what. This could be our verse, this color. Now let's come up with a verse and we'll make that color blue. And we'll come up with another sequence. Just beautiful sounding, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you could take a nap to this, you could just go on a nice walk, you know, whatever. Got some chops already. Again, we have to manipulate the sample, not just loop it, manipulate it. Kind of like a DJ, you're remixing it. Let's go. Hey. Let's say 8 bars. Hey. I got it. I know what I'm gonna do. I just heard it in my mind. All right, let's go. Blue color would be the hook, and the red could be the verse. So you have 2 parts you can work with. And since we have this, you could arrange it however you want to. You might want to start out with the hook. So something like that, and then go into the verse. And just do something like this. Boom. Quick arrangement. So you got verse or intro. This could be the intro, you know, maybe take the drums out, first few bars or whatever, and then come in with the verse, hook, and maybe hook again out. So that's a quick arrangement, just like that, so you can get an image, if that makes sense. Now the last element is bassline. You don't always have to add a bassline because a sample could have a bassline in it, but Nujabes, I noticed he likes to add bass lines to his beats sometimes. I think in this one particular song, he's adding a sub bass, but in our beat, we're gonna add an acoustic sounding bass because there is an acoustic bass in the sample, but we're gonna kind of layer it with our own bass. Figure out a bass line. We're gonna keep it simple too. See, you can hear the bass in the sample, right? You could play some of those notes or just play little small snippets of it and hum it out loud. This is how I figure out bass lines. That's it. So that's one sequence, right? So now let's do the bass line for the verse. I'm listening to the bass that's in the sample. Keep it simple. Let's do one more. Okay, but we're gonna do this slightly different. When you listen to Nujabes beats, I'm telling you, man, really pay attention to Nujabes beats. When you listen to it, it's not just a loop. I have to stress it. It is not just a loop. He's going in there and doing changes and arrangements. So pay attention to the little stuff. So just do like small variations. It doesn't even have to be a lot. It could be something super simple, like a 1 or 2 different notes, or just different rhythms of the bass line or the chords or whatever. So I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. So the first time I did this, that's what I did, right? So now let's change the rhythm. Maybe we can do something like this. Something like that. Something like that. Let's go for it. Hey. So now we have essentially 3 bass lines for those 3 sequences. So now all we have to do is just copy and paste. Boom. See what I'm saying? I'ma still use fill loops. Let me say this too. When it comes to the drums, as you can see, I kind of changed my mind. I'm gonna use the drum break that's manipulated. You know, I kind of flipped it a little bit, as y'all saw, but I'm gonna add my own drums on top of that. So I'm gonna add an open hi-hat and maybe another hi-hat from my own kit. Again, links down below if you are interested. I just wanted to throw that in there. If you like this video, please hit that like button, guys. I might do another sample challenge coming soon, because I didn't get to do one for Dilla this year. Maybe I'll still do one for Dilla, but I want to do one for Nujabes as well. So y'all let me know. If I get up to 200 likes, we'll definitely do it. So hit that like button, help the algorithm, subscribe if you haven't already. It's your man JFILT. Once again, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.